What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. We have reached 10K. I'd like to thank everyone who supported this channel, like seriously. A few months ago, I was just stuck at like 5 subscribers, seriously. It's amazing how I reached this milestone. Thank you to everyone who supported me on this channel. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a certain pay-per-view from 2007. 2007 was a pretty dark year. The Benoit incident. Many superstars got suspended for violating the wellness policy. Many top guys went down with injury at one point in 2007. John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Triple H, HBK, The Undertaker, and Edge sat on the sidelines for a few months. Vengeance Night of Champions is a pretty eerie pay-per-view to watch for some. 2007 was really a dark year, but I've got to defend it a bit, seeing as I was a kid watching it at the time. I just have to defend it. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series all delivered. Batista and The Undertaker had an awesome feud. John Cena had amazing matches during this title reign, and he was going to drop the title to Orton at No Mercy. I enjoyed the title reign, but then again, I was a kid and I look at it fondly nowadays. After Unforgiven, which was a bad pay-per-view, I believe the product started to become much better. No Mercy was a great pay-per-view in my opinion. ECW minus the name was starting to become good. So yeah, this topic deserves a separate video, so expect 2007 to come soon. In this video, I'll be talking about Survivor Series 2007. Survivor Series 2007 emanated from the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida on November 18th, 2007. Survivor Series 2007 had a buy rate of 325,000, which was down from 383,000 of Survivor Series 2006. 12,500 fans were packed in the American Airlines Arena for Survivor Series. Alright, let's get on to the event. The first matchup was the ECW Championship match with the champion CM Punk defending the gold against both John Morrison and The Miz. CM Punk and John Morrison had some underrated matches in ECW. Despite CM Punk saying they were car crash matches, I disagree. The last chance match on an episode of ECW was pretty great. CM Punk's title reign was nothing notable though. The Miz and John Morrison had just started to team up, and 2 days beforehand, the duo captured the WWE Tag Team Championships from MVP and Matt Hardy. Fun duo. Those two were pretty fun with each other. This was right when Morrison and Miz started to hit their stride in WWE. The Miz was mostly a jobber and he was just there. But once he teamed up with Morrison, he began to emerge from the trenches. The match wasn't anything noteworthy, but it was fun, short, and sweet. CM Punk retained his title in an entertaining match by hitting the GTS on The Miz. Like I said, it was short and sweet. The Miz and John Morrison would start to host a very entertaining WWE.com show, The Dirt Sheet. The Dirt Sheet allowed Morrison and Miz to show off their characters in funny skits. Personally, one of my favorites is the one where Morrison makes fun of CM Punk. Next up was a Divas Tag Team match. By the way, it wasn't a Survivor Series match. It was a basic tag match, one fall. This was around the time where every few weeks the Divas would team up in a 10-woman tag match or something like that, and someone like Mickie James, Michelle McCool, or Beth Phoenix would end up winning the match for their team. Beth Phoenix was the captain for this one, teaming up with Layla, Jillian, who had an album at the time I think, Victoria, and Melina. They faced off against Captain Mickie James, Kelly, Maria, Michelle McCool, and Tori Wilson. The match didn't stand out, and it lasted for about 5 minutes with Mickie James picking up the victory for her team. Mickie performed the Mick kick, not the chick kick, on Melina. This would end up being Tori Wilson's final pay-per-view appearance, and after this she faced Victoria on that week's SmackDown, and that's it. Following that matchup was a World Tag Team Championship match with Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch defending the titles against Hardcore Holly and the rookie Cody Rhodes. At the time, I didn't think much of Cody Rhodes. It wasn't until he teamed up with DiBiase and then later on he teamed up with Randy Orton that I started to care about him much. He did have potential, but he was normal. Partnership between Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly formed after Rhodes faced Holly in a few matches on Raw. The rookie Rhodes gained the respect of the veteran Hardcore Holly, and that is how they became a tag team. The match was basic and it wasn't nothing to write home about. Murdoch and Cade retained the titles. Like I said, it was nothing noteworthy. Before I talk about this match, let me just say it was a 4-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. After losing the tag team championships, MVP attacked his partner Matt Hardy and put him on the shelf for 5 months. In reality, Matt Hardy's appendix burst, and Hardy would have died if he made it to the hospital later. Thankfully, he made it on time and everything was well. So that's why Matt Hardy didn't compete at Survivor Series. Captain Triple H led Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy, and Kane to the battle against Team Umaga, which weirdly enough had Umaga as the captain. Like, imagine Umaga like directing traffic. He's telling them to do this and this. That's funny. Umaga's team had Big Daddy V, MVP, Finlay, and Mr. Kennedy. The match was pretty fun seeing it was an elimination match, and this was, in my opinion, Jeff Hardy's coming out party. He won the Intercontinental Championship from Umaga beforehand, and in this match he outlasted all 5 opponents on a 5-on-2 disadvantage, and along with the game, came out victorious. Fun match. The next match is a one-sided one. Hornswoggle versus Great Khali. I forgot why they made this match. I think McMahon disliked that Hornswoggle was his son, so he put him in these kinds of matches. During the match, there were chants of Shaq as he was in the arena. McMahon would tell the fans that he doesn't care what they want. The match wouldn't get going as Finlay interfered and turned face by whacking Khali with a shillelagh. I didn't care for this match, and I was glad it was over because I wasn't really interested in it. Alright, one of my favorite matches on the card. Randy Orton defends the WWE Championship against HBK Shawn Michaels. Let me give you a refresher. Randy Orton punted HBK in May, and the Legend Killer took out HBK at Judgment Day. Orton after that would start to ditch his Legend Killer character, leaving only the entrance song. Orton became WWE Champion at No Mercy and lost the title 20 minutes later. Orton requested a rematch for later that night in a last man standing match. Match delivered, and Orton walked out of Chicago a two-time WWE champion. I just realized I need to talk about that pay-per-view seriously. For me and some others, it was great. Shawn Michaels returned the next night and hit a sweet chin music on Randy Orton that Orton sold as if he got shot. Look at that. The two would face off at Cyber Sunday after the fans voted for the Heartbreak Kid. Randy Orton got himself disqualified by hitting a low blow on HBK after HBK nearly hit the sweet chin music. And eventually a match for the WWE Championship was made for Survivor Series. But one of the stipulations of the match were if Shawn Michaels used the sweet chin music, then he'd get disqualified. And another stipulation was that if Randy Orton got himself intentionally disqualified, then he'd lose the WWE Championship. The fact that this was one of Shawn Michaels' greatest matches ever, and he didn't even use his finisher, is a testament to his ability. Seriously, Michaels would try to grab the victory by using many submission moves, including the ankle lock, a sharpshooter, and shockingly enough, a crossface. Why was that shocking? Because the crossface was last used in WWE by a certain someone. Michaels tried everything that wasn't in his arsenal to beat Randy Orton. It is for sure one of the best matches WWE had in 2007. In the end, HBK contemplated whether or not to give Orton a sweet chin music. The ref pointed at HBK, and that was it for Michaels, as Randy Orton gave him a wicked RKO to end the year for HBK. 0-4 in WWE Championship matches. What a match. Seriously, you should go watch it on the WWE Network. It's great. The fact that Michaels couldn't use his finisher adds to the story. It's great. So far, it's match of the night. Keyword so far. And the main event. Batista defended the World Heavyweight Championship against The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. Before the match, a Save Us X29 vignette played. The code said 23 hours, 58 minutes, and X plus 1 is Y. Then the code said something about 9 plus 1 is J. Well, that does it. I think you know who that is. Alright, Batista and The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. It was the feud of 2007. These two had some absolute classics, starting with the match at WrestleMania 23, then the Last Man Standing match at Backlash, the Cyber Sunday match where Batista beat The Undertaker clean that held Batista, and now Hell in a Cell. Batista and The Undertaker once again delivered, and then some. The Dead Man and the Animal had a brutal affair with some vicious chair shots. The table was used in the match, and to top it all off, the two delivered their finishers and both men kicked out. This would lead to The Undertaker wrapping it up with a tombstone on top of the steps. Batista was out of it as the ref counted, but then the ref got pulled from out of the ring, and we see a cameraman. It's Edge. Edge was gone for 4 months. And Edge would hit The Undertaker with a camera. Then the Rated R Superstar gave The Undertaker a concerto on the steel steps. Edge would grab Batista's arm and put it on The Undertaker's chest to cost the Dead Man the match. Awesome match. My personal favorite between these two was the one at Cyber Sunday because Batista won clean in a normal match. This was great too. Edge wouldn't stop there. He'd hit The Undertaker with a chair after the Dead Man set up. Edge would go up to the top of the stage looking like a dead man walking. I just had to say it. Alright, that's it for this one. Survivor Series 2007 was a pretty fun pay-per-view to watch. I loved the Survivor Series elimination match. It felt like the start of Jeff Hardy's rise to the main event scene. So if you want to watch Hardy's rise to the top, start with Survivor Series 2007 and go all the way to Armageddon 2008. It's seriously one of the best years for a wrestler in WWE. There were matches that didn't stand out, like the ECW Championship match, the tag match, and others, but nonetheless, it didn't mean much because the top matches that were advertised delivered except for Hornswoggle and Khali. After Survivor Series, the Save Us X29 code began to play the next night on Raw. Chris Jericho returned after 2 years away, which was fun and amazing. Edge would kiss Vicky Guerrero, which was random at the time, and Edge would get himself a title shot against Batista. Shawn Michaels would feud with Mr. Kennedy. Randy Orton would feud with Y2J. Triple H and Jeff Hardy would feud with one another, and that's it. Anyways, that's it for this video. Make sure you hit a RKO on the like button and a Batista bomb on the subscribe button. Peace, I'm out.